first video.
Hold on. Fighting.
The river seems peaceful, its glassy surface giving away nothing about the predator waiting below. Then, without warning, the calm is shattered. A massive crocodile erupts from the water in a burst of explosive power, striking before its prey has a chance to react. The attack lasts only seconds, but every detail has been carefully orchestrated. Weeks of patient waiting lead to a single, perfectly timed ambush. No movement is wasted. No second is lost. In this world, survival belongs to the predator that knows exactly when to strike. Beneath the surface, the river becomes the crocodile's domain. Each year, the Great Migration sends hundreds of thousands of wildebeest on a journey of more than 500 miles across the East African savanna in search of fresh grazing grounds. Their path inevitably leads to the Serengeti's most dangerous crossings. As countless hooves shake the earth and towering clouds of dust fill the sky, every herd is funneled toward a narrow stretch of water where one of nature's oldest ambush predators is already waiting. If the river belongs to the crocodile, the open plains belong to the lion. An adult male can weigh around 500 pounds and reach bursts of nearly 50 miles per hour, making him one of Africa's most formidable land predators. Across the savanna, his presence commands respect, and few animals willingly challenge him. But every advantage has its limits. At the water's edge, the lion steps into unfamiliar territory, where the crocodile, not the lion, holds the upper hand. For lions, rivers are a necessity, providing fresh water in an often unforgiving landscape. But every trip to the shoreline comes with risk. Hidden beneath the murky surface, Nile crocodiles wait with extraordinary patience, watching for the slightest mistake. Lions and crocodiles rarely set out to confront one another, yet they share the same rivers and watering holes. Sooner or later, their paths are bound to cross. The greatest danger falls on younger, less experienced lions. A curious step, too, close to the water's edge can bring them within reach of an ambush. Without warning, the river erupts as a crocodile bursts from the shallows, trying to seize its target before it can scramble back to solid ground. The sudden attack sends the pride into immediate alarm. Deep warning roars echo across the riverbank as the adults pull back, keeping a cautious distance from a predator perfectly adapted to hunt in the water. Everything changes when the crocodile leaves the water. On land, the predator loses the advantage that makes it so deadly. Its armored body and powerful build, perfectly suited for ambushes in the river, become a burden on dry ground, reducing its speed and agility. Lions quickly recognize the shift. Using their superior mobility and coordinated movements, they pressure the crocodile toward the shoreline, forcing it back into the environment where it stands the best chance of escape. If the reptile hesitates, it risks becoming the one fighting to survive. Encounters like these reveal one of nature's most enduring lessons. Survival is rarely determined by strength alone. The outcome often depends on who controls the battlefield. A crocodile is nearly unstoppable beneath the surface, while a lion dominates the open plains. Each predator excels in its own world, but the moment it crosses into the other's territory, the odds can change in an instant. Few animals dominate Africa's wetlands, quite like the hippopotamus. A fully grown adult can weigh close to 3,000 pounds, carrying an immense body powered by dense muscle and incredible strength. Its jaws open to nearly 150 degrees, exposing lower canine teeth that can exceed 20 inches in length. Although hippos survive on grass, those oversized teeth are anything but feeding tools. They are formidable weapons, used to defend territory, protect vulnerable calves, and confront any rival bold enough to challenge them. Near the edge of a quiet marsh, a crocodile waits in near-perfect concealment. Most of its body disappears beneath the murky water, leaving only its eyes and nostrils above the surface. From this hidden position, it studies every disturbance, the faintest ripple, the slightest vibration, every movement along the shoreline. Patient and motionless, the predator knows that success depends not on speed, but on timing. Halfway around the world, the story shifts from Africa to the vast wetlands of Brazil's Pantanal, one of the most wildlife-rich ecosystems on Earth. Here, the Nile crocodile is replaced by a smaller relative, the Aquatic caiman. Reaching lengths of up to 8 feet and weighing around 120 pounds, these reptiles thrive in rivers, marshes, and seasonally flooded plains, where they rank among the region's top aquatic predators. But even a skilled predator is not always at the top of the food chain. Hidden among the thick vegetation along the riverbanks, another hunter waits for the perfect moment to strike, the jaguar. Unlike lions, which often depend on teamwork and open-ground pursuits, jaguars hunt alone, relying on stealth, patience, and pinpoint accuracy. Equally at home in the water and on land, they are powerful swimmers capable of turning the shoreline into an extension of their hunting territory. Their bite force, estimated at around 1,500 pounds per square inch, and the strongest of any big cat relative to body size, gives them the ability to bring down prey that few other predators would dare challenge. The hunt begins long before the attack. Hidden behind dense riverside vegetation, a jaguar weighing about 200 pounds watches a Aquatic caiman resting on a sandbar or drifting lazily near the shoreline. It remains perfectly still, blending into the shadows as it patiently studies every movement. The jaguar isn't looking for just any chance. It waits for the one moment when its prey is completely exposed. When that moment arrives, the cat explodes from cover with breathtaking speed. In just a few powerful strides, it closes the gap before the caiman can react. Rather than relying on a prolonged struggle, the jaguar uses remarkable precision, clamping its jaws around the skull or upper neck. The carefully placed bite targets the reptile's most vulnerable areas, ending the confrontation with astonishing efficiency. Even if the caiman manages to lunge back toward the water, the jaguar refuses to let go. Its powerful shoulders, muscular forelegs, and crushing bite give it complete control as the struggle unfolds. Once the reptile is subdued, the jaguar drags its catch away from the riverbank and disappears into the surrounding forest. Beneath the cover of dense vegetation, it can feed without drawing the attention of other predators or scavengers. Impalas are among the most agile animals on the African savanna. Their lean, athletic bodies allow them to leap more than 10 feet into the air, twist sharply in mid-run, and accelerate to speeds approaching 50 miles per hour. These remarkable abilities make them difficult for many predators to catch, especially across open grasslands where speed and quick reflexes often mean the difference between life and death. Nowhere is this more impressive than in the freezing waters of Antarctica. For seals, a floating ice floe often feels like the safest place in a dangerous sea, just a few feet of ice separating them from the predators below. But orcas don't see ice as a barrier. They see it as a challenge. When a pod spots a seal lounging on an ice floe, 3 to 5 orcas line up side by side and surge forward in perfect sync. Their powerful tail strokes create a massive wave that crashes over the ice, washing the seal straight into the water. If the flow holds firm, the orcas switch strategies instantly, using their massive bodies to rock and destabilize the ice from below until their target loses its footing. What makes this even more remarkable is what happens behind the scenes. Mother orcas often slow the hunt deliberately, giving younger members a front row seat to study every detail, how to form the line, time the wave, and coordinate their movements. In the brutal polar environment, these aren't just hunts. They're living classrooms where survival skills and cultural knowledge are passed down through generations. It's this combination of raw power and patient teaching that has kept orcas thriving as the ocean's most dominant predators for millennia. Along the rugged Patagonia coastline, the line between sea and shore is never still. Every wave reshapes the battlefield. Here, massive sea lions, some tipping the scales at 800 pounds and packed with rich, energy-dense blubber, gather during breeding season. For certain clever orcapods, they've become a prized target. Just offshore, dark silhouettes hovered silently beneath the surface, watching and waiting. One wrong move, a young sea lion venturing too far or drifting from the safety of the group, and the calm explodes into action. Using the power of a rising wave, these orcas execute one of nature's most daring hunts, intentional beaching. A massive body surges onto the sand, snatches its prey, then pivots sharply and powers back into deeper water. It's a split-second gamble that demands flawless timing. One small mistake, and the hunter could become stranded. If the sea lion slips away into open water, the orcas shift tactics instantly. They form a tight pincer, cutting off any route back to shore. Every move is synchronized, directed by the pod's experienced matriarch. It's a masterclass in coordinated strategy. Farther north, another epic drama plays out along the gray whale's epic 12,000-mile migration. These ocean giants travel each year from cold northern feeding grounds to the warm lagoons of Mexico, where they give birth. A mother weighing up to 90,000 pounds becomes a living shield for her calf, placing her massive body between her baby and any shadows lurking below. But the ocean's patient predators are never far. Orcas don't rely on brute force or sudden strikes. Instead, they use endurance and cunning, isolating the calf from its mother through hours of calculated pressure in deeper waters. It becomes a grueling test of wills, a mother's fierce instinct versus the relentless teamwork of the orcas. These encounters don't just decide the fate of individual calves. They can shape entire population trends from one season to the next. And then there's the great white shark, one of the ocean's ultimate icons. Growing up to 20 feet long, armed with an incredibly sensitive electroreception system and lightning-fast explosive speed, it commands respect in every stretch of water it patrols. Every hunt is a display of precision. Every movement is carefully timed, every roll perfectly executed, as if the entire pod is performing a strategy rehearsed over generations. For orcas, hunting is not simply about finding their next meal. It is a demonstration of communication, experience, and problem-solving unlike anything else in the marine world. This is the story of nature's greatest tacticians and the remarkable predators that have redefined what it means to rule the sea. For generations, the great white shark has been the undisputed icon of the ocean's most feared predators. Forged by millions of years of evolution, it combines explosive speed, razor-sharp teeth, and an incredibly streamlined body into a hunter built for efficiency. Few animals have the size, strength, or confidence to challenge a predator, so perfectly adapted to life at the top of the food chain. But the balance of power beneath the waves has begun to shift. A far more versatile predator has emerged, one that depends on far more than physical strength alone. The orca can reach speeds of nearly 40 miles per hour and possesses immense power, but its greatest weapon isn't its bite. It's the ability to think, communicate, and hunt as a coordinated team. In the ocean, intelligence has become the ultimate advantage. Orcas rarely overpower their strength alone. Instead, they look for weaknesses and turn them into opportunities. When facing a great white shark, they may roll it onto its back, triggering a temporary condition known as tonic immobility. Within seconds, one of the ocean's most formidable predators becomes defenseless, proving that the smartest strategy can be more effective than the strongest bite. In the icy waters surrounding Antarctica,